for having me. I've had the honor of being a guest at Rotary Clubs over the years, and I'm really impressed and enjoy hearing what you guys do and how you give back to the community. So thank you so much for having me. I am the Executive Director at Downtown on the Go. I've been here about 5 years, and I have a little bit of background about what we do. I know I recognize a lot of faces of folks who have been to our events or been part of our progress over the years. So I'll zip through some of the background information and then talk about our events and where you might have seen us. Have people been to a Walk Tacoma event? Those are sort of our most visible, most popular activities, and Marv is on our walk committee. And Marv is handing out a little bit of information about our annual report, so 15, 16, and then upcoming events in 2017. So we are a partnership between the Chamber, the City, and Pierce Transit. We are a nonprofit organization that was formed in partnership with those three groups. And so it's my job to balance the interests of those three on a daily basis, which is actually amazingly not as hard as you would think. We all come together around this idea that downtown is an important place to grow, to thrive, to be about people. And that's our vision, is that downtown's about people, not just about cars. We understand that cars are an important part of the equation, but walking, biking, and transit also. So we are located in beautiful downtown Tacoma. We were formed around the idea that there are people coming into and out of downtown at roughly the same time every day. And we could do better as far as getting them there. Not everyone has to have a single occupancy vehicle. So the state created programs around commute trip reduction. There are organizations called transportation management associations all around this idea that we can be more efficient with our transportation options. We are also here to solve a very specific problem, and that is congestion. And we all know that this is an issue. So there actually is a state law to address this, and that's how we interact with a lot of the downtown businesses in helping their employees get to work to help solve that problem. But we also really feel strongly that we're about building community. People are good for business. People are good for the economy. When we started Downtown on the Go, a lot of downtown looked like this. Gorgeous buildings, a lot of beautiful spaces, and not a lot of people. And so we said, we're going to bring the people to downtown, but not the cars. And so we want to see more scenes like this. And this is a scene from one of our walks, actually 2 years ago, where we bring more than 200 people every time to the streets to experience downtown Tacoma, to be part of the community, to create relationships with each other and support those local businesses. So this is where I get a little bit wonky to tell you exactly why we do what we do, and I'll go through it pretty quickly. But the reason that we want to focus on walking, biking, and transit. So when you get a booming economy and everybody drives everywhere all the time, you start to get crowded roads. There's not a lot of parking, right? Everybody's experienced that. That's really frustrating. So what do? We build more lanes on our highways. We build more parking. Makes it easier for about a day, maybe a few minutes. And people choose to drive because that beautiful new lane going down the highway makes it feel like it's going to be so easy. So everybody chooses to drive then. We drive more. We choose to live further from work because there are more lanes, more options for driving. And what do we create? More crowded roads and scarce parking because there's just more of us doing it. So what we'd like to do instead is create appealing walkable urban areas, great spaces like you've seen downtown. People choose to live closer to work because that's an enjoyable experience. Who doesn't want to walk to work, save all that time, feel healthy when they get to the office? People choose to take the bus, to bike, to walk more. It's convenient. So transit ridership is up, so the transit company is more successful, and there's better walking infrastructure, and we all enjoy walking to work. So it's what we call induced demand, and we can do it in the negative or in the positive. So that's what we're working towards, is creating a space in downtown where you want to live, where you want to walk around. And even if you do if you drive to work, you can walk during the day, and that's something that's enjoyable. If you want to visit downtown, something that you can do on a daily basis. I love this image because it just shows the mathematics of what we do. There's only so much space on a road, and we can fit 60 people in cars, we can fit 60 people in a bus, or we can fit them walking and biking. And a very clear comparison as to how much road space that takes up. And as we grow in this area, as we're projected to do, we're going to just need to do that. This is what we call the mode hierarchy, and I show this just to show that we really focus on walking, the walking experience, the pedestrian, for a very specific reason. Because even if you drive to work every day or drive every time you visit downtown, you're getting out of your car and walking somewhere. So my office is kitty corner from Starbucks on 11th and Pacific. I think everyone in downtown walks to that Starbucks at least once a day. And probably many of them, in fact, we're pretty sure based on our surveys that most people drive to work at this point. But having an enjoyable pedestrian experience, a safe pedestrian experience where you can cross the road and feel comfortable arriving at your destination to get your coffee and back to the office is important. So the pedestrian experience is important to absolutely everybody. And if you're going to take the bus, you want to have a good, safe experience walking to the bus stop. So the pedestrian experience is top of the heap, and so we really take that seriously and focus on walking. A big part of what we do is to focus on that commute trip, but we realize that you're not going to hear my presentation and tomorrow just hop out of your car and hop on a bus and get to work. There's a lot of steps in the middle. You got to give that a try. How do you pay for the bus? There's an ORCA card. What's an ORCA card? How does that work? If you're going to bike, there's all sorts of other things. Where is that bike? I kind of dust that off. I haven't ridden it for 10 years. Where's the best route? Is there a safe route? Do I wear a helmet? Should I wear a helmet? All of those steps that get you to that commute trip. And again, you have to live close enough for that to be possible. So we take those baby steps in creating our events so that, again, people can have a positive experience trying things. Many of you have been to a walk event. I know I was just talking to Robbie about our scavenger hunt. I saw Rod's here, who made our scavenger hunt fun with his band being there. We had over 300 people this year in August come downtown for the scavenger hunt, and we'll do that again in August. Mark your calendars for that first Wednesday in August. Teams or individuals all over downtown trying the bus, trying the link, and they had to stop by and get fitted for a helmet. You can see the picture on the right there. Everybody took selfies, and that was how they tallied their points. On some of our other walks, we hosted the Puyallup Tribe. We've had the mayor lead a walk. We always have local folks of interest. Michael Sullivan, if you know Michael, is the, I would say, foremost Tacoma historian, has led us on architecture walks, and he's going to do historical businesses this year. We're doing a performing arts walk. We love to connect with our local groups so that it's not just about walking, it's about exploring your community and seeing new spaces. If you haven't seen the beautiful Prairie Line Trail through the UW Tacoma, you need to come downtown and just take a little stroll through that space. And the city's portion by the Art Museum is under construction now and will be open by this summer, I'm told. So the walking experience in downtown Tacoma has improved significantly, and we're seeing more than 1,200 people every year come on our walk events. So really a great time to get people walking by local businesses and talking to each other. Our bike program a little bit more specific, again, focusing on that first trip. Most people aren't biking on a daily basis, maybe don't know where that bike is, or where to buy a bike if they're interested in starting. So we do a lot of first-time rider events to help you give that a try on a flat road, so you can do that for the first time. We do on the bottom right, it is a little bit small, but that's our bike ride with City Council. I had 4 of our city councilors out on bikes this year, which was really fun. And just helping people understand what it's like from the road. And even if you're not going to bike, knowing how it feels to be a bike rider is an important piece of being part of the community.
On the last, that's the new trail that you just finished?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the water flume line trail, it goes past the rescue mission and up South Tacoma way. Yeah, that's a good point. Really beautiful space over there, and it eventually will connect to a longer trail. So we're spending some time advocating for that.
Are there a list of trails or a map where they actually show you where you can find
That is a really great question. There is not. We were just talking about that in the office, that we need to be the ones to create that. Because right now it's very piecemeal, and how would you know how to connect to the different trails? So that's something we're working on in and out of downtown.
Wouldn't Tacoma Wheelman have that?
No, they don't create maps. There is a Pierce County bike map, but one of the challenges is it's so big and it's just lines on a map. What is the safest way to get from this new water flume line trail to the part that starts at the Asia Pacific Cultural Center? talk to anybody in the Wheelman Club and they'll help you talk through it.
Right.
They know it, but actual printed materials doesn't exist at this point. So we'd love to make that happen. A big part of what we do is to elevate transit, and I'm sorry, Julie, I didn't get to put your picture in here had I known you'd be here. One of our favorite things to do is the Try the Bus events, where we just have a lunchtime event, everybody's invited, come ride the bus with us. And because we're not famous and exciting, we bring famous and exciting people to the bus to make you want to ride with us. Julie was one of those people last year. We had a great bus ride with her and learned all about elections and the auditor's office. I'm sure you guys know our Representative Derek Kilmer. He rode with us a year and a half ago, and Councilmember Rick Talbert rode with us last year. And then you can clearly see what the new Executive Director, CEO at Pierce Transit rode with us right when she first started. So it's a great way for people to get engaged in their community. They come to talk to those people, not to learn about the bus, but they have a positive experience. They get to try it and they walk away with the bus pass. And as you can see too on the group photo there, we're attracting people of all ages, folks that are downtown business people, people who bring their families, kids, UWT students. It's really been a fun way to gather people together. And we take the public bus, so we hop on with whoever's on the bus. And the bottom left-hand corner is a new event that we started last year called the Lincoln Drink. We don't drink on the link, if anybody is concerned, but we do highlight our downtown businesses, our downtown breweries, and people can stop by each brewery and then take the link. If you don't know, the downtown link is complimentary right now. The business improvement area is paying for that, so you can hop on and off at any point. And so we wanted to highlight that. We also wanted to highlight the conversation around the expansion of the link, which is going to be under construction beginning of next year, and that will expand up through the Stadium District and down MLK. So a lot of exciting things happening around the link expansion.
You mentioned it as complimentary, but I thought I remembered something from last year saying that was going to change.
It was up for renewal and it was renewed.
Okay.
So until it's expanded, it will be complimentary. The business improvement area, the BIA, has committed to that. So once it's expanded, we will probably be paying a variable rate depending on how many stops you take. So it won't be hugely expensive, but we will probably pay. So that's the gist of what we do, bringing people together, getting them to try their different options. And we are really excited for 2017 to roll out. I gave you our Talk Tacoma flyer that is hot off the press, and we're moments away from printing the other ones as well. I mentioned a couple of the walk events we're going to do. We're going to ride the bus with Superintendent Carla Santorno. If you haven't met her, she is a riot. Come just to hang out with Carla. That's going to be in the fall. Next month, we'll be riding the bus with Dr. Chen of the Health Department. And we'll be doing bike events around Bike Month in May. Again, opportunities for you if you haven't ridden in a long time to just give it a try and connect you with your options. I wanted to spend a brief moment, if I have time, to just overview our Live Downtown program, and this is kind of the last thing I'll talk about. Our Live Downtown program is really unique, and most organizations like ours do the bike walk transit. That's key, that's bread and butter, that's what we do. We talk about how we get around and get people out doing those things. But what we realized very early on was we can't ask you to walk to work if you live 10 miles away. We can't ask you to bike to work if you live 20 miles away. So how could we help encourage you to shorten that distance between home and work, save time, money, improve your health, and for businesses to improve the health of their employees and their commitment to the community? So we created this program that incentivized folks who already work downtown to live downtown. And we have lending partners, mortgage partners, and rental partners who provide discounts to downtown employees to locate downtown. And as you probably know, there's a lot of development happening downtown. We've pushed this idea that downtown living is important and good and an important way to improve health and community. And we're seeing, I think, 6 new condos or apartments coming online in the next 2 years, and really the ones that are there filling up. The downtown footprint includes Stadium and Hilltops. There's a lot of variety if you are looking to purchase downtown, and then more and more rentals are coming online now. We are holding a workshop in a couple weeks to talk about how we can make those housing options more affordable for everybody. And we're not talking about Section 8 housing affordability. We're talking about your average downtown employee and what they can afford in the downtown core. So if you're interested in that conversation, please let me know. We're looking to build our financial pot of money, which I know is not a technical term, so that we can offer that to downtown employees to improve not only their health and wellness and the downtown community, but get them off of I-5, so those of you who are commuting those long distances can free up some congestion. So we're really excited about this program because it's really unique and it really addresses the problem head on. It's also a very long-term program, so we're really furthering that discussion about what it means to live downtown, what's urban living, and how can we get that darn grocery store back so that people can shop, who are living downtown, can shop downtown. So happy to answer any questions if we have a few minutes, and would love to see you out at one of our events this year. Yeah?
Do you know if they're going to increase the number of places you can go for your order card?
Not imminently. We have a little downtown on the go shop on 11th and Pacific, storefront shop, and we're working on providing that service in our shop because we're right next to what used to be the old bus shop on 10th and Commerce, which now doesn't exist, so you have to go all the way to the Tacoma Dome, as you probably know. So we're working on that, but it sounds like it's going to be a little bit of a process to make it happen. And if you don't know, I should have mentioned this, Pierce Transit is rolling out much more service in March, so it's going to be a great time to give the bus a try because it's going to be running much more often, and so you'll want to get one of those order cards.